Good morning everyone. Now we study about the third part of physical world. We studied previously the two type of force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. Now we study about the another type of force which is called strong nuclear force. What is strong nuclear force? The strong attractive force which binds together the protons and neutrons in a nucleus is called a strong nuclear force. As we know that in the atom, the nucleus contains proton and neutron, whereas the electron revolves around the nucleus in the fixed orbit. Then the force between the neutron and proton, due to which they attract each other, is called the strong nuclear force. There are some properties of nuclear force. Number one, it is the strongest interaction force known in nature. It is the strongest in all the forces. Number second, it is 10 की power 38 times stronger than gravitational force. Number third, it is short range force that operates only over the size of the nucleus, whose size will be 10 की power minus 15 meter. It means it operates at very short range. Number four, it is a non-central and non-conservative force. It means it depends on the path as well as its height. Number five, it has charge independent character. It means the neutron has no character or no charge. The next force is weak nuclear force. What is weak nuclear force? It is the force that appears only between elementary particles involved in nuclear process, such as beta decay of nucleus. In a beta decay, the nucleus emits an electron and unchanged particle called neutrino. The electron and neutrino interact with each other through weak nuclear force. As we know that in beta decay of nucleus, there are some another particles which is known as neutrino, and the new particle neutrino has some force of attraction, due to which they attract beta decay. Now there are some properties of weak nuclear force. It is 10 की power 25 times stronger than gravitational force. It is also a strong force but lesser stronger than strong nuclear force. Number second, it operates only through a range of nuclear size, that is 10 की power minus 15 meter. Now the next topic, thrust area in the study of physics. How can we study in physics? How physics help you in the significance or study of any phenomena. Number one, unification. In unification, we studied that in physics we can continue or we can explain many phenomena with the help of same concept and laws. As we know that if you want to study the solar system, then you will study about the planets, how they revolve around the sun, which thing help them to revolve around the sun. Now first, unification. To explain diverse physical phenomena in terms of a few concepts and laws. With the help of one concept or laws in physics, we can explain many phenomena. Number second, reduction. In reduction, it is the effort to solve a complex problem by breaking it into simpler parts. If we want to study a big part or complex problem, then we should study it by breaking into a small terms or a small part. Then we can explain the whole part. Now next topic, conservation law. We studied conservation law in 9th, 10th, in 11th also. So in any physical process involving the different forces, some physical quantities remain unchanged with time. Such quantities are called conserved quantities, and this law is called conservation law. As we study in previous classes, law of conservation of momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. It states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another. So we can say that total energy of an isolated system remains constant. This is the law of conservation of momentum. You studied in 9th class. Second, law of conservation of linear momentum. This law states if no external force acts on a system, then its linear momentum remains constant. It is also a type of law of conservation. Now third, law of conservation of angular momentum. You study in 11th what is the difference between linear momentum and angular momentum. Then according to law of conservation of angular momentum, it states that if no external torque acts on a system, then its angular momentum remains constant. Here is a new term, torque, which is the perpendicular force. Now next, law of conservation of charge. This law states that the total charge of an isolated system remains constant. This implies that the electric charge can neither be created nor be destroyed, only they can be transferred from one body to another. So this is the last law of conservation of charge, and hence the first chapter is completed. You will study the next chapter, second chapter, units and measurement. Thank you.